motherfucking marching. It ain't no justice, ain't no peace, and I won't sleep until them.
One of the things you do a great job of in BLM also was twice in the second half of the song, you talk about what I like to call the arbitrary application of the law. So, if a black man does something, it's illegal. White man does it, he gets off, or it's not the same application of the law or enforcement of the law. And that, to me, not only is a fundamental problem, and it needs to be unlearned, as you were saying, or untaught by the people sentencing, the judges, the attorneys, all these types of things. But I think that is a fundamental thing that can be changed, that even if the documents show like, oh, this is a bogus arrest, we could either let the person off, we can give them a lighter sentence if there's at least some merit to the arrest, as opposed to this dude did something he doesn't deserve 40 years for something that the white dude's getting 2 months. We've seen those memes,
We've seen that 10 years and all the time. And it happens consistently all the time. We see that every day. Like how you said, for decades. We see it all the time. I forget the young man name that came and killed everybody in the church. Right. Actually brought him out.
Got him
bulletproof vest.
Got him Wendy's on the way home or to the lockup.
Yeah, and brought him out with a bulletproof vest.
Right.
For his protection after what he just did to these black folks praising God or whatever they was doing in the church. That's crazy. But you see the images of a man not doing anything. He has his hands up and he still gets shot. Or Eric Gardner trying to plead his case, said, man, I was just standing here. I was just breaking up a fight that the people that I know, and I get in trouble for it, and you choke me to death. And anytime you are about to take me to jail, it's very, very forceful. It's a slam on the ground. I honestly actually really watched the whole Sandra Bland video before I even spoke up on it, even though it was very, it was brief because I just said her name, but I didn't even know that the police officer did all that. And hearing her outside of the dash cam view, he was really upset because she gave him attitude. And that's what they all do. But she said, you asked me how I was feeling and what was wrong, and I told you. And yes, I do have a slight attitude because you're really trying to make a big deal because I didn't turn my signal on. Give me my minor ticket and send me on my way. He didn't like that. And of course, he's a male. I don't care what color race you are. You're a male. You're masculine. You have testosterone. It was tested by a woman. He didn't like that. He wanted to let her know that I'm the man in the situation and I run shit and I'm the law. So whatever I say, you're going to listen. He slammed her on her head and all that. We didn't see that, but you can hear her saying, wow, you're going to slam me on my head? And it's just crazy, bro. But that just goes back to me saying that it's just extreme force when it comes to us. But this other dude killed everybody in that church. And hey, man, what you like to eat? What do you smoke? You smoke cigarettes or you smoke weed? Oh, come on. They probably laughed all the way back to the precinct.
Yeah.
Probably gave him a pat on the back. That's my assumption. But the way that it went down, you can't fault me for thinking like that. Probably told him, job well done. We need more like you.
I wouldn't be surprised because a lot of what we see. And that goes to something else that's, I wanted to get your opinion on. Throughout the song, BLM, you talk a lot about killing police or how police, they need to be gone or what have you. So in your opinion, how or why is that a way that is worth doing? Like, why is that something that you think?
I knew that question was going to come. It's like, you're talking about killing the police a lot in here. And I just feel like I was on my N.W.A rant. And sometimes you got to be graphic like that so they can get the picture. And it's just, like I was saying, sometimes talking doesn't do it. When I rap about the harsh reality about my community, I'm not promoting violence. I'm just really being a reporter. Like Tupac used to say, I'm just reporting what goes on and what may have happened in my past life or what's going around right now. So when I say that they need to be killed, I'm only saying because protesting and marching and saying the system is wrong, it's unjust, it's not right, we're humans just like you. All that shit got to go out the window. Sometimes you need a level of demonstration. I say that to say, it goes back to my community again. I'm a Crip. If these dudes was down the street, they're going to show me my respect, not because I told them, you better respect me, or I told them that I'm macho tough. It's because I went down the street and laid a demonstration where they say, don't go down there playing no more. You're going to have to go down there. You better be with everything that you talk about. So going to the police station, throwing rocks at them and all that, cussing at them, they're just really laughing. When one of those police officers get killed, they wake up and go, hold up. It can be me. I can be one of the coolest police officers in America, but I can be riding down the street being a police officer and somebody is irate and angry at what happened to this black man, and I can be a victim of circumstances. Wow, we need to wake up, because if we all start losing our lives, like how these black men lost their lives numerous times, it could be a problem out here. So I give you that graphic picture, like maybe they do need to. My mom doesn't like when I say that, like, you can't wish death on anybody, but it's really not like that. It's like, Mom, you got to fight back. And until something happens to somebody, nobody really cares. You get what I'm saying? Like, they're still not going to believe that we want change because nothing happened. They just think like, oh, they just rioted and looting. They're actually giving us bricks right now. I know you've seen videos of the police actually laying bricks out. They don't give a fuck. It's always an agenda. They don't care. They like, come break this shit down. They're actually showing people what to write on businesses. They had a white lady writing BLM. She's like, what else do I write? They're giving her the game. So all that shit doesn't even matter. Death matters. It's been going on since the beginning of the time. I hate to sound like that, and I don't want to sound ignorant or stupid, but sometimes that needs to happen in a level of war. But I tell people all the time, we go to war with other countries. A big bad America goes to war all the time. And deaths occur all the time, bro.
Right. Well,
Same difference.
Speaking of death and different things in a different way, too, on the songs, you also talk about the Bloods riding with you as well, or being with you. So what was the importance of making the unity among the gangs in the song?
Because it starts at home. It starts in the backyard. They're not going to care about us if we don't care about us. And as I know you said you wanted to go, in order, but you see my message that I said at the end of the song. If we're killing us and they're killing us, eventually there will be no us. So it starts at home. That message is really for the world, for my city, the gangbang capital. We have to get it together first so they can take us serious. So if I go right now to the councilman and try to talk political with these people, and I tell them that we need the necessary tools to uplift our communities, and then 2 weeks later, they help out, it's about like 13 gang homicides, they're gonna look like, y'all full of shit, y'all just talk. That's why we don't give a fuck. So we have to start with ourselves. We have to clean up our own backyard. So that's why that's important to say the Crips and my blood niggas riding with me, because I'm a Crip. They have to ride with me. It's been done before in 1992. It can be done again. But we all know the true story was we was infiltrated, like how we always are, by the police to start the beef up back again. So this time, since we know that and we're aware of that, we have to be smart enough to say, okay, let's get it together and be mindful and pay attention to what's going on. Don't be tricked by the other side, because it's not us. So we need to ride together. We need to, because if we don't, this conversation between me and you is a waste of time. BLM was a waste of a record. It was a waste of time for Martin marching. It just becomes a waste of time. And one thing I learned in life, you can never get time back. And you can never get life back. So I just feel like we have to do something now. Like Pac said, bro, it may not be me to change the world, but I'm going to spark the brain that do. And we have to plant these seeds now for the generation underneath us. So these young dudes that's in the inner city, the Bloods and the Crips especially, y'all have to see that It's not worth it. And if you want to rep this neighborhood that bad and you love this neighborhood that bad, well, invest in it. Buy the block back. Get some real estate. Because gentrification is a motherfucker too. And people don't see that. I still live in South Los Angeles right now, and I don't care about white people being involved, but I see white people walking their dogs right now as we speak in the middle of a so-called black community. But guess what? It's not that, they're not supposed to be here, because that's how we get treated. When we move to the upper classes, when we get some money, it's not they're not supposed to be here. They're letting us know that we're coming and y'all gonna get kicked out. Y'all don't own anything over here. I'm gonna die for the street that I got tatted on me, and I own nothing over there. It doesn't make any sense. I didn't know that then, but I'm getting older now. It doesn't make any sense. So we got to get it together as a community first, so they can take us seriously. But we are fed up, though. It's been going on for so long. We still fed up.
Yeah.
400 years later, same shit.
Yeah, centuries. So then, what, in your opinion, what are some of the steps people can make to start making these changes that we need?
Okay, I'm glad you asked me this question. I have one of my closest friends. She's a female. She's actually from Blackstone. She's actually a blood. She's from BPS. But she's an activist. Her name is N.W.A Ward, but her street name is Fuck Off. She is actually the woman who put together the peace walk when Nipsey Hussle passed away. She the one who put it together with another gentleman that I know named A.D. That's actually from Nipsey's neighborhood, 60s. So what she's telling me is she's putting together right now. So every time I do an interview, since I had a lot of interviews since I did the song, I bring this up. She wants to start this non-aggressive thing. And which that means is when you say peace to the gang community right now, seems like that's a term of weakness because there's so much bloodshed going on, and a lot of us are still ignorant to the fact that this shouldn't be going on. So when we say non-aggressive means if I so-called have a flat tire in my rival gang area, don't kill me. Let me call AAA, do what they have to do, and let me go on about my way. That's the non-aggressive movement. We're not saying we all have to hold hands and sing Kumbaya and be best of friends. Because at the end of the day, we're human. We live in sin, and everything's not going to be perfect. It's not going to be the movie Pleasantville. If that's the case, then shit, what are we having this conversation for? It's never going to be like that. But we can decrease the crime rate tremendously if we have the non-aggressive agreement. We don't have to be aggressive when we see each other. You don't have to ask me where I'm from or anything. 9 times out of 10, you probably know I'm not from this area anyway. But let me go get my food. Let me go visit my family that probably stays in your neighborhood. Because that's all other black men go. They go to other neighborhoods just for things like that. We're really not going to go try to kill each other, bro. Nobody's that tough. And I tell them that all the time. They hate when I say that, but nobody's that hard. She says that a lot too. Nobody's that hard. If I'm going over there, realistically, somebody's probably messing with a female that you're not supposed to be messing with. You're either going to get some good food that's not in your section. Family live over there. Or if you like to smoke weed, they probably got better weed than you do. Nobody's waking up in the morning and say, I want to go kill such and such down the street. We're not that evil. We're not that evil as a people, bro. I know some people are, but we're not that evil as a people. We're more loving than that. So the non-aggressive movement, I think, is great. So that's the first step, because people fight with their own homies when liquor and drugs are involved. And that's just the actual fact that's involved in the community. So if we fight each other because alcohol is involved, what makes you think that's not going to happen if I decide to say, I'm going to go with my ex-rival and go to their park and hang out? Old things are going to start coming out, and somebody will end up dead because somebody, brother or cousin or father, probably got killed by somebody from their neighborhood. And another thing on this is we're all fighting for stuff that we had nothing to do with in generations of this gang shit.
Right.
So I'm taught, goes back to taught behavior, to hate the dude down the street because of something. My homie had a personal issue or something happened 40, 44, 50 years ago that I have nothing to do with. I wasn't even born then. So I'm really fighting some shit that I have nothing to do with. And it goes back to what's going on with the U.S. Army and stuff. we get sent to the army and go fight for shit that we don't even know what's really going on.
Right.
Only thing that I know personally that what we do, this big bad USA is bully, is we want to go fight somebody for their oil. Really? Taught behavior again, bro. That's all I could come up with is taught behavior.
Yeah. Well, I remember to the gang point specifically, I remember the first time really thinking about it was, you know, through the lyrics that Cube and DJ Quick, both in different ways, address that very phenomenon with My Summer Vacation by Cube and Just Like Compton by Quick, but like,
Yeah.
you know, dudes dying over streets they never even heard of. It's like, you know, it's just crazy how things evolve and how, to your point, it's taught. And that's one of the reasons why I think the BLM song is so powerful, because it's, to me, continuation of the great music that we had back in the day, but it's also a record that makes you think and makes you want to understand better if you're not familiar with some of the stuff going on. So yeah, I think that's good, and I'm glad that you have solutions, because that's one of the things, you know, a lot of people, they just say stuff, they don't have ideas. So that's great.
I
man.
told Pooh this earlier. I said, bro, I've been a part of the problem for a long time. I have to be a part of the solution. You know, that's my job. I have to do my due diligence. That's my job. So it's not going to be easy. It's easier said than done, and it's not going to happen overnight, because we have these great talks and these great conversations all the time, but we got to do something about it. Because initially it's just to be a talk, and that's it. So that's why I said you have to lead by demonstration. So they're going to want to see what you're going to do after you do this song. But whoever knows me know I've been fighting for a better fight since I've been younger. So that's why I miss Nipsey so much, because we always said that we were different. Yeah, we're from these communities, but we're different. We always been different. We're not better than our homies from our section, but we just been different. We see the bigger picture. We know this isn't right. This isn't the right way. But it's been going on for so long. It's a mentality thing. It's a mind thing. Psychologically, we're fucked up in the head. You just got to understand, my ancestors been dealing with stuff for so long. Then this generation been dealing with stuff. Then this generation, that was passed down. And it goes back to the same thing. I'm going to just stand on the taught behavior. We have to unlearn things and reteach, because if not, we're going to be stuck in the same position year after year, generation after generation, decade after decade. And it's going to be the same conversations. It's going to have the same Malcolm X's, the same Tookies, the same K-Boys, the same Nipseys, the same Big Ys. It's going to be the same ones, just differently. And these conversations are going to go on to the end of time and nothing changed. It's going to be a waste of time. Sometimes I go, damn, what did my ancestors really die for? They're turning over in their grave if they seen some of the shit that goes on.
Absolutely. I agree. It's funny. I got a daughter and she's 10, and you know, I try to, within reason, keep her up to date with what's going on in the world. But I just remember the first time I really talked to her about racism, because her mom is black and I'm white, and I just told her, you know, I just said to her, I said, you know, some people don't like people because they have different skin colors or they treat them different. And she's like, why, Daddy? That just doesn't make any sense. And I said, why does my daughter, who probably was 6 or 7 at the time, and so expertly explain that, like, it doesn't make sense, because it doesn't.
Yeah, it doesn't.
And to your point, it's a learned behavior. Fortunately, I'm trying to do my best to make sure she never learns that, but she has the advantage of, you know, having me as a dad to try to help her with that. And sadly,
she has the best of both worlds.
Yeah.
So mixed kids always have the best of both worlds. I know a lot of people don't like, you know, integrating different races, so they say, but I think sometimes it's necessary so they can get a taste of both worlds. Because when you're fully just one, you never understand what goes on with your friends or anybody. So it's like, okay, daddy's white, mom's black. So this is what mommy's brothers and ancestors go through all the time. Right. I'm half that. My privileged side is my dad's side. why are we so privileged? Why we get to do anything? We make funny videos and post funny videos all the time of white dudes talking crazy to the police, and we laugh about it like that's crazy. But in actuality, if I was to do that, I'd get killed.
Right.
I mean, they go crazy and throw shit at them and fuck you. I'm not rip the ticket up in front of their face and everything. I'm not paying shit. I'm not going to court. We think it's funny because it is. It's the way, how it's coming off. But in actuality, it's fucked up because if I want to voice my constitutional right, freedom of speech, and tell you fuck you, and I'm not doing anything you asked of because I have the right not to, because I'm not being apprehended or detained because you don't have no reasoning to put me in handcuffs 9 times out of 10, it becomes a fight, it becomes a struggle, and unfortunately, sometimes it becomes death.
Right. And that's back to your point about unlearning and learning and retraining the mind and retraining our actions and retraining the law and recalibrating all these things. That's what it's going to take. So for you, since I do know from following you from afar a little bit that you do stuff and you do have some community activism, what are your next, this song hopefully takes off and keeps building and gets people's attention. What are your next steps that you have regardless?
I know it's a learning process. I have to do better myself. At a talk with Maestro, he told me that I'm not questioning what you're going to do next, but I'm not telling you to turn into Chuck D, but you have an agenda and you have a purpose. So you need to rap with that because all the years you be rapping, look what got the attention. The political song, the one where you're really speaking from the heart. So my goal is, since I'm a musician, is I have to do better. I have to watch what I advocate in my music. But like I told Pooh, I still have to talk about the harsh realities because that's the reality of everything. So I still have to report on what's going on. I don't want people to think that it's glorification. I keep bringing Nip up because I feel like we're the same in the sense that they thought all he was advocating was he was a Rolling 60 Crip. But now that he's dead, you see that no, he was speaking way highly of his community, and he was talking about bringing back the economy to the neighborhood, and he was telling you stories about what was going over there in that section. He just highlighted his section. That's all. And I'm from across town where they call it the low bottom east side, and I'm full of history. Nobody knows that, so I need to let people know. I'm from where on 41st and Central, that's my neighborhood. That's where the first Black Panthers were in Los Angeles. Right. On 42nd and Central, we have this thing called the N.W.A Apartments, where when I'm rapping in the video, when you see the mural of the Black people behind me, that's on 42nd and Central, because I was actually where Billie Holiday and all the rest of the jazz people can only be to do their jazz performances, and you can only go to that hotel as being a Black woman or a Black man at that particular time.
Right.
So when everybody sees these jazz festivals and they go up Central Avenue, they think of Watts, but it starts from where I'm from. So I have a monumental area and section that needs to be highlighted. And then we have some things that's not so good that needs to be highlighted too, to let you know what goes on over here too. And that's all we was doing. So back to your question is, what I need to do is just watch what I say now musically. And then in real time, I'm going to talk to these councilmen. I'm going to study more. I'm going to get my economic knowledge up, my political knowledge up, and just come with some type of format for the community that'll help stop so much gang violence and so much killing and so much poverty, because it's a time in gangbanging where for, I don't know, let's just give a number, like 2 years, you may not get into it with your so-called crosstown rivalry. And the reason of that, time go by so fast, you'll realize, like, damn, we haven't shot at them, they haven't shot at us. It's not a peace treaty. It's not a ceasefire. Why are we not doing that? Because either of the two gangs are getting money. That happens. So if you know that whether legally or illegally they're getting money and that's the focus to stop killing, well, let's focus on legally getting more jobs, because if all these niggas had jobs, there wouldn't be no time to kill nobody because everybody's going to work and getting money. It's an economical thing, and I'm starting to understand it. And I think that too, that they're not even listening to us because our economics is not strong. You need that. You see what our country thrives on. They're like, oh my God, this COVID is messing up the money out here. We got to get back to it. So we just need a great economical structure as Black people in the community, and I think we'd be just fine. You know, that's a start. Economics and non-aggressiveness. I think that's a start. It'll help decrease the death toll and the crime rate, I think. Because if you're doing something constructive, you don't have no time to do anything unconstructive, because we all been told this by our grannies or people before. It's a cliche saying, but it's the truth. Idle time is the devil workshop. And I've been a part of that workshop for a long time. I don't want to work in there anymore.
So obviously a lot of this stuff is being done by white people to Black people, but how does the race element of it factor into your message?
And I'm glad you asked that, because I don't want it to make this a race thing. I think more so my message, and a lot of people are saying, is it's the system. Of course, the system is ran by white people, but all white people are not racist. All white people are not bigots. So we don't want to make it a race thing, because it looked like that was about to happen. And Trump posting that crazy link, he could have caused a civil war right away. So if this was a race thing, we wouldn't be talking to each other right now, because I'd be so mad at white people that I'd be like, fuck Soren Baker. What the fuck I want to talk to him for? He's not gonna understand what's going on. He's just another white dude. No. But guess what's going on? Soren Baker has been following K-Boy for a while, and vice versa, and he wants to help K-Boy get his message out. So he's gonna do a favor, which K-Boy think some of his Black friends and celebrities should be doing. But guess who's gonna do the favor? Soren Baker, not because he feel like he owes me this, because of what's going on right now. See, I don't want people to think that too, because a lot of people think like, oh, they're only doing things because they're trying to pacify the situation. So yeah, white people are going to be nice to Black people for a month or two, and then it's going to go back. Like, no, this is not about racist white people. This is about the injustice in this fucked up system that has been oppressing my people forever. That's what this is about. Because like I said, every white cop is not racist. Every white person is not racist. Every Black person is not racist. So why should I be mad at all white people? Yes, I may have used the term cracker. And that's no offense to you, Soren. You feel me? But at that particular time, that's how I'm feeling. Because I know I'm a Nigger a lot of times to the white community. So that's just how I was feeling. And at the end of the day, it's just a word. So, you feel me? You're going to take offense of it. I'll take offense to nigga too, so we can go back and forth all day. I mean, shit, these white people own these labels, and Black men say cracker all the time. But guess what? That's why I say, as a Black community, we have to be powerful, because guess what? They don't give a damn. The cracker you talking about cuts the check. So we got to get better as a people, bro. Like, sometimes it's all mental. It's all mental, and we got to change our mental, because it's all mental. It's all mental, and it's all in the pockets economically. So once we get that together, we'll be all right.
All right. Anything else you want to add, or are you good?
Man, bro, at the end of the day, I do music because I love it. I have a voice that needs to be heard, and I want to talk to my community. So this is not anything to gain notoriety. I just wanted to be heard, period. And I thank God that this record did help open up eyes for people. And I'm just trying to be, the best father I can be. So, all I'm trying to do is just be great and be legendary, bro. So I just want people to continue to follow me on my journey. and I'm gonna have a lot of good music. I do fun music too, so I'm gonna make y'all dance a boogie too. But I just want us to just do better as a people, as a human race, period, bro. Because that's what it is. It's no black and white and yellow and orange, none of that shit. We're one race, and it's the human race. Humanity needs a shift, bro.
So yeah, you got that fun music. Shout out to Blue Rose. That was one I liked from back.
No, good looking. I appreciate that. Yeah, man, I got to get on Glasses Head. We need to shoot that video, man. We got to finish that video.
All right, y'all. I'm Soren Baker, man. Thanks again to Eastside K-Boy for coming through to Unique Access. Make sure you support the song BLM if you haven't already. I'm Soren Baker, Eastside K-Boy. Thanks for coming through, man.
Man, my pleasure. I'm honored, I'm humble, and I'm blessed. Shout out to y'all.
Be sure to check out the History of Gangster Rap by Soren Baker. He's official.
History of Gangster Rap features exclusive interviews with Ice-T, Snoop Dogg, N.W.A Rant, the D.O.C, and dozens of others. The History of Gangster Rap, a definitive look at how Los Angeles changed rap forever.
In Los Angeles, the streets definitely set the tone of the hip-hop music.
At 19, I got a $50,000 car.
My whole angle always was, I'll be street, but I will always tell you the horrors that go along with this life.
There will be penalties and casualties for just wearing the wrong color in somebody's neighborhood.
And once gangster rap made it from the streets to the TV, the genre exploded.
With Fab 5 on Yo MTV Raps with N.W.A.
Yo MTV, it just catapulted us from being local heroes to national gangbang rappers.
The History of Gangster Rap discusses it all from 1980 up till today.
It's always gonna be shit happening in the streets. You know what I mean? So it's always gonna be something to talk about.
The History of Gangster Rap in stores now.